And so, we're going to talk about who qualifies. You're going to hear the word NCLEX a lot. So we will explain to you what that means. We'll talk about what happens after you have passed the NCLEX, the package that we are offering, and the benefits involved, okay? So we are recruiting nurses to work for a hospital in Chicago. And actually, I got their permission to mention the name. The hospital is called Mount Sinai. It's one of the biggest in the Chicago area, okay? So we are recruiting to fill their employment needs, specifically for Chicago. And then it's available to, did you start sharing?
Yeah, I'm sharing that.
Okay, so now go to my next slide then. The next slide. Okay, so the people who are eligible for this opportunity are what we call here registered nurses. Dr. Ade will explain more as to who is a registered nurse, but over here in America, before you can work, you have to go to school, become a nurse, you have to sit an exam, and then you get the privileges to be able to work as a nurse. So you have people sometimes who have graduated out of nursing school, but if you haven't met the specific state's requirements to work as a nurse, then you are not able to work as a nurse. Now, Chicago is a city in a state called Illinois. So that's why we have Illinois. So everything that Dr. Ade will share with you today is mostly related to how you practice nursing in Illinois. The next slide, please. So the NCLEX, as I said, is an exam that you have to take before you can practice nursing. Every state requires for you to take the NCLEX, but every state's requirement is a bit different. So when people graduate out of nursing school, typically they will either have taken some NCLEX lessons while they were in school, or they will take some after school NCLEX programs to get them ready to take the NCLEX, or they will buy the books and try to study for the NCLEX themselves. But the NCLEX is a very tough exam because in America, hospitals and businesses get sued a lot. So nobody wants to have you working somewhere where they don't think you have the type of knowledge that you are needed to be able to be successful there. So it's tough. You have to prepare before you take the NCLEX. So Dr. Ade will talk about preparing for the NCLEX when she gets the chance to do her presentation. In Ghana, you cannot take the NCLEX in Ghana. It used to be, I understand that it used to be that you could take it, but now the only place in Africa that you can actually take the test is South Africa. We are working on trying to get the permission to be able to offer the exam in Ghana, but it takes time. So for people like yourselves who are maybe you don't have the time to wait, we have had conversations with different travel agencies and stuff like that who will be willing to maybe help facilitate the trip to South Africa to take the test. We already have people who have gone through the process, not our process, but other processes where they have done the education in Ghana, they have studied for the NCLEX in Ghana, they go to South Africa for a day or two, take the test, and then come back to Ghana. Okay, so we will talk about that too in the future. The next slide. So once, let's say you have the qualification, you have taken the NCLEX, and you have passed the NCLEX, our process is this. You send us the grade or the whatever document that you have that shows that you've passed the NCLEX. Then we take over the process from there, okay? So we will work on the immigration process for you. We pay for the immigration process. What you have to do is to fill the forms and do those things like that only you know, like the biographical information and stuff like that, but we take care of the legal aspect of it. And then we, like I said, we pay for the processing. Then we give you to the employer. So in this case, we will send you over to Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai will do an interview with you to determine your interest. Because I know you are all nurses, but some people will want to work with babies. Some people would like to work with geriatric. Some people want to do emergency care. So they'll talk to you, do an interview to see where they can place you. Then once you go through that process and you pass that process, it's not a test, it's a job interview. So once you are able to satisfy their requirements, they place you somewhere and then they start working on, getting you here. Okay, so you pass the NCLEX, you give us the information, we link you with we link the qualified applicants with the employer processes you, we take care of everything. The people who go through the whole process, once they get the paper from the embassy saying that they can travel, we buy you a one-way ticket to Chicago. We will arrange for pickups. We will find accommodation for you for a month, because we know it's difficult. You are going to an area where you may not know anybody. So we find a place for you to stay for a month. After that month, you're on your own. And the reason why is this. We are not an agency in the sense of an agency. So whatever happens between you and the employer, whatever pay they say they will pay you when you start working, none of that money comes to us. All we are doing is facilitating the process of you coming from Ghana to the US, right? I know that there are other agencies in Ghana where when you work with them, you have to come to the States and work for them. So generally what happens is that the hospital will pay the agency, then the agency will take their fees and then pay you. Ours is different. Once you get here, whatever you make is your money, and you qualify for all the benefits. You get, the insurance and all those things. So it's a very good process. Of course, we're not going to bring you here and leave you as you're on your own. Like, if you have an issue, we won't help you resolve it. We will help you resolve it. We recruit students, and when our students get here, we stay with them until they graduate. So if they have, let's say they have questions about what I need to do to be safe, we are always there to help. But the point I'm trying to make is we are not an agency, so we don't take your pay. You get your pay. So you can go to the next slide, Amanda. So this is the package. We do the immigration processing for you. We do the ticket, and we do the housing assistance for 1 month for you. So you are not alone on your own. And then for the package that we are presenting, I think those of you saw the flyer, the employer is promising a sign-on bonus of $20,000 for people with experience. So after they speak to you, and this is on top of everything else they've promised, so you still get your full pay, you get everything. But some of you, based on your experience, may qualify to get an additional $20,000. Okay, so it's a sign-on bonus to say thank you for coming to work with us. The wages are attractive. At the end of the presentation, Amanda will share some of the wages and the benefits slide, so you see how much they are paying per hour. You see how much you can make per hour. And of course, if you're working full-time, you have to work not less than 8 hours a day, and it's not more than 40 hours per week. You're always open to work more than the 40 hours if you want. In some instances, the hospital will make you work more than 40 hours. But if you work over the agreed time, so if you work over the 40 hours, you get paid time and a half, which means you get paid your pay and then more on top of what you're supposed to make. So let's say if you're getting paid your pay time and a half, it means if you're making $30 an hour, they will pay you the $30 plus $15 every hour over time that you work. So we are promising attractive wages, good insurance. Anybody who's lived in America will tell you insurance is a very good thing. I mean, it will suck that you work at a hospital but can't afford healthcare. One of the best ways to be able to afford healthcare is to have insurance. Sometimes with the agencies, because they don't want to spend too much money paying for your healthcare, they will get insurance that only does the minimum, but you don't want the minimum. You want insurance that takes care of you when you are sick. So this hospital offers a very attractive healthcare package, because we are not, like I said, we are not taking the money, we are not taking anything from you. You are dealing directly with the employer. So you are getting the insurance that the American citizens who work in the hospital are also going to be getting. And you are going to be working around some very great people. So it's a great working environment. They have tuition assistance for those of you who can work full-time and also want to go to school, part-time or full-time. So they will give you some money. So let's say if you have a bachelor's degree in nursing, but you want to become a nurse practitioner or you want to have a doctorate, they actually assist you while you're going to school. So not only will they be flexible with your schedule, they will also give you some money, to be able to assist in the payment for going to school. And of course, they work on your green card for you. So I came to America as a student. When I graduated, I didn't have these benefits. And anybody who's lived here will tell you, if you live in America with no papers, then maybe you should have, it's not easy. You almost become a slave because you become however people decide to treat you, that's what you have to receive, because you may not have any rights. You may not even be able to report crimes to the police. So it's a good thing. We are working on your green card for you. You can use the green card to bring your whole family if you need to. For those of you who are married or those of you who are thinking about getting married and stuff like that, it's a good opportunity. You can bring your kids. The idea is not just to move you from one location to another so you can become a slave to your work. The idea is to move you from a location where maybe you are not getting the opportunities you want or the opportunities you desire to an environment where as soon as you get here, you join, the middle class, because you're getting paid enough money to be able to, maintain your life, take care of your family, and be able to enjoy life. So I'm on the next slide if I have any. So yeah, that is about it for us. We are recruiting nurses from Ghana and beyond. It kind of sucks for me sometimes because we are able to bring people from other countries, but we can't bring people from Ghana. So the time that we realized that we now have the opportunity to bring people from Ghana, it was an exciting thing for me. So we are trying to do everything we can do to be successful, right? So if you guys have recommendations, we are more than happy. We may not be able to take the recommendations here, but you can reach out to us later and make those recommendations. But I think we have a great package. We are recruiting you. You are responsible for taking the NCLEX, and we cannot take that for you, right? So you are responsible for studying for the NCLEX, taking the NCLEX, passing the NCLEX. That's the investment you have to make. And Dr. Ade is going to show you how to make that investment. But after you have done that, we say, just give us the score. And we will take care of you from that point on up until you get here and you are settled and you are enjoying America and you become American. If any of you have already passed the NCLEX, that is fantastic. We can start the process tomorrow. But if you haven't passed the NCLEX or done the NCLEX, don't worry about it. We will kind of show you how you can do that. And then we will help you through the process as we go. Okay, so I thank you guys very much. If anyone has any questions for me, just type it in the questions section. When Dr. Ade is done, we will take our time to answer all your questions for you. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Kwame. Thank you so much for your presentation. So we will have Dr. Ade Oshifogun begin her presentation. But before that, I'll be very happy to read her profile so everyone can know who she is. So to begin, Dr. Ade Oshifogun obtained a PhD in nursing from the University of Illinois, Chicago. She completed a master's degree in nursing education and critical care from Governor State University, Illinois, and MS in nutrition from University of Ibadan, Nigeria, and a BSN from the University of Ife, Nigeria. She has over 38 years of clinical experience in all aspects of bedside nursing, working in Africa, Europe, and the United States. She is also a trained midwife. Dr. Ade Oshifogun has held management positions in home health as well as acute and long-term healthcare organizations. Her teaching experience has spanned 3 continents. She taught nutrition, nursing, anatomy, physiology, and health sciences at Babcock University, Inishan, Nigeria, New Bold College, Greenfield, England, and Purdue University, Indiana. She taught several courses at the graduate level, including nursing, informatics, advanced pathophysiology, pharmacotherapeutics, and evidence-based projects and thesis. Dr. Ade Oshifogun worked as a joint commission surveyor and presently conducts accreditation site visits for ASEM. She has authored manuscripts and has presented her research findings, including her doctoral dissertation titled Functional Performance in Obese Elderly People with Chronic Obstructive Pulmonary Disease at several international scientific conferences. Dr. Ade Oshifogun presently holds certification for critical care nursing, nursing education, and nursing informatics. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Ade Oshifogun as she begins her presentation. Thank you.
I was talking to myself. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, please, Doc.
Yes, please. We can see. You
You
are
can
welcome.
Yes. Hi, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here with you. And my computer is freezing. I have been struggling with this all morning.
We can hear
Now it's freezing when I need it, right? Ooh, give me a second. Let me see what I can do to unfreeze it.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna take a breath and try this again. Frozen solid. Okay. It's not even gonna move. Oh man, I am so sorry. I'm still trying my best here. I've moved 2 computers already. I don't know what it is here that's causing all this freezing. I think Kwame's one was freezing before too, right?
Yeah, I had the same challenge, but I think if you email the file to us, we can control the slides from here.
Okay, let me see if I can quickly do that. I don't even have it saved on here though, because I've moved computer. Okay, I'm gonna send it to you, Kwame. Hang on a second, discard this. This is interesting. Okay, now it's showing up. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. It's there's something sometimes you see with that. Okay, I just sent it to you, Kwame. Let me know if you got it. There's someone waiting to get in. If you see it, is the presentation number 2.
Not here yet, but
Oh, it's not?
not yet.
Okay, while we're waiting on that, let's just talk generally, right? Because sometimes we depend so much on our PowerPoint slides, but we don't have to, because we have it right in our head, right? Every day we do this. So first question I ask for everyone is this: how many of you have done NCLEX RN exam? At least tried it one time. Just show by show of hands to your reactions,
I
If you
haven't.
tried it at least once, let's know. I can't see everyone. I see one that came and went. Okay. I see another one too. All right. Okay. Another question.
Where
Thank
should
you.
I
For
send it
those,
to? Scholarship.
you found it?
Yeah, I have it now. So we're
Okay.
going to try to share it.
Yeah, the second one, presentation 2, is what you need to do. That's the updated one. So how many of you have heard about what we call the CGFNS exam? Put your hands down and then raise it again if you heard about CGFNS exam. Nobody. Okay, awesome. All right, feel free to share, please, so we can look at this. Because my computer just froze on me. Oh boy. Okay. Thanks for the introduction, by the way, Amanda. I know it looks like a long list of introduction, but believe me, you all can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Let me just encourage you that I don't have anything special that allowed me to do this. I was listening to Kwame's story, and his story is similar to mine. Anyone that immigrated to the United States or anywhere in the world for that matter, you have the opportunity to prove yourself or not to prove yourself. The ball is in your court, which way you want to go. We've seen folks that come here and don't make anything of themselves, and we've seen people who have made the best for themselves. One thing that the developed world will offer you is the opportunity. Now, whether you grab it or you don't grab it, it's up to you. So my advice to you today is Aspire Company is giving you the opportunity to grab that particular way out. If you desire to do that, grab it. Grab it as fast as you can. Can you start from the first one, please? Thank you. Make it a slideshow. All right, thank you. So from the basic introduction, I have been working with Mr. Kwame for 3 or more years now, Kwame. We've been working together, and both of us, we have this desire to help Africans like us to be with their best and to see what we can do to get them to where they can use that opportunity that's available, that we have been blessed to have. We want you to also have that opportunity as much as possible. And we have tried so few other ways to get that done, like he told you. But this is the opportunity now that is open. So whatever we tried and work, this one is working now. So let's seize it and make it happen. So let's go to the next slide, please. So I just want to let you know that for you to, the hospital that Mr. Kwame did mention to you, interestingly, I told him at the last time we spoke that it is a full circle, because the same hospital recruited me from the United Kingdom, the same hospital. So to let you know that, yes, they will recruit you. Yes, they will make everything in their possible best to make you comfortable, and they will help you as much as you can once you get here. But now, where I come in is, how do you get from Ghana to here? That's where I come in. So you have to do 2 exams, basically. The first exam is the CGFNS, which is a Commission for Graduate Foreign Nursing Schools exam. So there is a body of organization here called the CGFNS. And what they will do is they will evaluate your transcript that you have from Ghana, and then they will give you an examination to see if you are able to even attempt the NCLEX RN exam. Then the other exam that you need to do, which is what everybody here that is an RN in the United States works with, is the NCLEX RN exam. So for you to do the NCLEX RN exam in the state of Illinois, which is where we are recruiting you for, you need that CGFNS exam certificate, and then you need to pass the NCLEX RN exam. So you need those. Now, what we are planning to do is to prepare you for both. The contents are not different. So if we prepare you for NCLEX RN exam, we know for sure that you are likely to pass the CGFNS. But the first thing you need to attempt is the CGFNS. Otherwise, they're not even if you pass the exam, Illinois is not going to look at you at all. So you need to do both exams if you come into Illinois. Next slide, please. So I'd like to share with you what the program we've put together for the NCLEX RN review. It's a 3-month program, and the 3-month program include majorly, because you're in Ghana, I'm here, we cannot do it face-to-face, so it's an online course. The online course is with access to standardized examination. So you will have NCLEX type exams that you will practice with, that you'll do on your own. And those exams have rationale. So if you get it wrong, they will tell you why you got it wrong, and it will tell you what you can do to get it right. So it's not just leaving you out there cold. And then you also do predictor exams. What predictor exams are is to help us know that you're either ready or you're not ready for the NCLEX RN exam or for the CGNF exam. So we are going to give you 2 of those exams to do during the 3-month period. And once you do the exams, you will also have remediations. I will work out with you, each one of you, remediation plan for you to remediate the exams. So even if you don't do well, you know where you don't do well, and you go back and study there. And we have electronic books available to you. So for every one of those content area in the exam, you will have access to electronic books that you can use to study, and also to do the remediations that you need to do. And then you have access to this course for a whole year. Say, for instance, for any reason you didn't, we hope all of you pass at the first sitting, but sometimes it's not possible. People just are not ready. So in that case, you have access to this course for a year to go back again and check and see and do some review, especially the ebooks. So you can do more reviews before the next exam if you want to try it one more time. So the format that this is going to take us will be synchronous Zoom classes, which I will have with you every Sunday once this class starts. And I'm thinking the meeting will be about 3 hours or maybe a little more, depending on the content that we're teaching. And then you'll also have some homework, and you will do the homework during the week, and then we'll meet on Sundays, and I will go over some of the important concepts for that course that we do it a course at a time so that you really grasp it. And you also have knowledge tests in preparation for class. For each class before you come on Sunday, I will give you some quizzes that will help me to know that you're already preparing for that class. It doesn't make sense for you to come to the class cold without having any knowledge, because you've done these courses before. I'm just trying to review it with you, and I'm trying to let you see how an American will see those concepts different from how an African will see the concepts. Students, generally, you're all brilliant people. You see, the mistake most people think is that if you didn't train in America, you're not brilliant. That's an error. You are all brilliant people. The only difference is you do not know how they practice these things in the United States. And that's where I come in. I will bring that knowledge that you already have. I'm not going to teach you afresh, like I'm teaching School of Nursing. No, you're practicing nurses. And I trust your knowledge. I trust your skills. What I'm going to teach you is how you can bring that knowledge and then apply it to how we practice in the United States. And that's what makes students fail the exam, not because they don't have the knowledge, but they don't know how United States operates. And that is what I will bring into the picture for you. Before we leave this slide, I want to say that the 3 months, I want to be very clear with you, is intense. So if you are going to do this, I need you to make sure you really carve out time for it so you can be successful. I'm looking at least 4 to 5 hours of study every day once we start. Please note that. You can do it. You just have to have that mindset that this is not something I'm just going to go and think the teacher is going to pour it on me. I'm not going to pour it on you. You got to do the homework. You got to go into this class and do the reviews. You got to do the exams and the rationale. If you don't do it, your probability of passing is not there. I will do my best, but you got to do your part of the equation as well. So 3 months, that's all you need to do, and concentrate on it and be intense with it. And I can assure you, if all things work well, you will do well in the exams. All right, next slide, please. There are some dates for this upcoming review that I just want you to pay particular attention to. November 1 is when registration starts for this cohort of students that are going to be there. And I want you to know that once you are registered with the company Aspire, Aspire will be able to send you a link for you now to be able to register for the online class. Class starts on December 1. When you start in December 1, I'm going to give you some assignments to do, and just for you to get used to the online class and everything like that. You will work on your own from December 1 to January. You're on your own, but I'll give you work you can do on your own at that point in time. December 9, around that time, will be the comprehensive exam. This exam is to test what level of knowledge you have. You can prepare for the exam if you want, or even if you don't prepare, it's okay. But the exam will just show me what is the level of knowledge you have, so I know what next level I need to take you to pass the NCLEX exam. So we call this an initial predictor exam. From January 10th to March 11 is a course rollout, in which case you are in the course. We're meeting every Sunday. I'm giving you assignments. You're getting the assignments done, and we're working with you as a group. From March 6 to 11, that's when we do the NCLEX predictor exam, which will actually tell me for these past 3 months, did you actually learn anything? Are you ready to do the exam? So the predictor exam does 2 things. It helps you to see where you are. It also helps me to see where you are. And if you are not up to par, doesn't mean you will fail the exam, but it means you need to look at the areas where you didn't do well and start working on those areas in preparation for your exam. On March 13, the course ends. For the fact that the course ends doesn't mean you don't have access to the course, but we're going to create another cohort for another course for another cohort. But we give you access to not all the course content, but few things that will help you in revision so that you can continue to revise for your exam. Next slide, please. Here comes the money part of it. I know you were expecting to see that, right? And not anything good comes with money. It costs. So the initial registration fee is $50 to secure yourself a seat for the review class. Then for you to get into the online course, you need to pay $200 registration fee to the online course that's been prepared for you. We have a third party that prepares the online course, and that's their fee. We do not do anything with that. We can't change it, we can't decrease it. That's their fee. Then for us, we ask you to please pay a monthly payment of $250 per student, which is due on the first day of the month. So you pay ahead of your classes. And since you have 3 classes, it's $250 times 3 months, rather, $250 times 3. That's what we ask for you to pay. Now, if any one of you think this is kind of moving in a way that I don't think I can do it without having additional tutoring, we will make that happen for you, but it has to incur additional fee if you want additional tutoring. But if you stay in the class and you stay on course, you may not need additional tutoring. Now, some students think that they don't want to navigate because they're too far away from the United States. To navigate the CGFNS or NCLEX RN application might be too much work for them. We will be ready to assist you with this, but it comes with additional money if you want to do that, because it's not part of the review classes. I'm just giving you this ahead of time so you kind of plan what you want to do. All right, next slide, please. All right, because we are recruiting for Illinois, I just need you to be very familiar with what Illinois will require for foreign trained nurses to be able to work in Illinois. They need a proof of your licensure from Ghana, and that has to be endorsed by the Ghana Board of Nursing, that's your licensure. They also need a proof of your education equivalency. There are different ways you can get that done. And I put the, at the bottom, I put the link here if you want to check it out and see. There's a whole PDF regarding that. But from my personal experience, I think the best way to get that done is through CGFNS. Because CGFNS will have all your transcripts. They will have everything ready for the Illinois Board of Nursing. So it's easier that way than for you to try and navigate it yourself. They also need a proof of passing the NCLEX exam for you to work there. So those are the 3 proofs that they need for you to work in Illinois. Next slide, please. Well, just to encourage you, I want to let you see my journey. So you know that if I can do it, you can also do it. I'm not gonna tell you when I trained. That's like years ago. But my first training was I had a diploma. I didn't really have a degree. And the diploma was for 3.5 years in those days. I don't think anybody does a diploma nursing anymore, but it used to be. And then I went for additional 4 years for my BSN in the university. And it was then after that I immigrated to United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom, I had to complete what we call an adaptation training before I licensed in the UK. And when I was in UK, I worked in various nursing areas, including ICU. My major place that I've worked in my nursing career is ICU, which is intensive care units. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the terminology. And then I passed the CGFNS exam while I was still in London. And then this same hospital that I was telling you about recruited me from United Kingdom, straight, just like we are trying to do for you guys now from Ghana. They did that. They interviewed me and they recruited me and they brought me into United States. They provided me accommodation for 2 weeks. And they even direct me to where I can get some additional review done so I can pass NCLEX. Next slide, please. So now my journey in the United States is very simple. So when I completed the review classes, I was able to pass the NCLEX RN exam. And I worked in that hospital, ICU tele-med-surg units. And then I went ahead and completed a master's and doctoral degree in nursing, like you had before. And I've been a nurse educator since 1996. And I've taught in different levels of nursing education, including the doctorate level, where I teach right now. And I got certified as a nurse educator because nursing education is what I do. I love it. I love it. I breathe it. It's part of me. And because of my desire and my motivation and my just interest in nursing education, my students saw that when I was teaching them. They saw the way I take students very dear to my heart, and they gave me an award for Nurse Educator of the Year from my university. Teaching is what I do best, and I love my job. I want to make and help you to be even better than I am, and that's my desire for you. Next slide, please. If you want to contact us, this is the address to contact us for further information. I think the next thing is questions, if you have any questions.
Yes, please. Thank you so much, Dr. Ade Oshifogun. We really do appreciate it a lot. I do have some few questions in my direct messages as well as some in the chat. So I will just read them out loud. So the very first one that I see here is from JB, and he wants to know, JB is a Ghanaian, but currently pursuing his master's in emergency and critical nursing in Portugal. Do I have the opportunity to write the NCLEX in Portugal here?
You have to check that with, I can check it with you. I don't know in Portugal, because the way the NCLEX exams are done, they're not available in all countries. They have specific countries that they're available. Let me ask Kwame, do you know if it's available in Portugal?
I'm checking. I'm
Okay.
checking now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the answer to that.
Yeah, I'm checking now.
But you can also check yourself. You go to the NCSB website, National Council for Board of Nursing. They have all the exam sites there.
Thank you, Professor. The next question is from George, and he wants to know, he is a registered community nurse with diploma in public health, and he wants to know if he's qualified to take the NCLEX exam.
Oh, yes. Like I told you, if you have a diploma or you have a BSN, it does not matter. Diploma nurses are employed here in the United States. You don't need your BSN. But the BSN makes it better for you because you have additional education, that's all. But I mean, if you have an additional certification, you're brilliant. You can do it. So I will say go for it. The CGFNS are the ones that are going to look at your diploma and make sure, what they do is they want to make sure you have all your hours, your clinical hours, and then you have all your theory hours. Once those are there, nothing is preventing you. I have a whole bunch of my colleagues here working in the United States that they have just diploma. They don't even have MSN. And if you are a registered nurse in Ghana, that's also very important. Then you can do it.
Thank you, Professor. The next question I have here is from Cassandra, and she wants to know, she's a registered nurse diploma. I think the question has been answered. She wanted to know if she can take part in the CGFNS exams and NCLEX exam.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, thank you. The next question I have here is from Jaula. He wants to know, he is a registered community health nurse. Is he qualified?
I am not sure about that, but I think it's worth you trying to at least try with the CGFNS and see if they will accept your, I can check into that because usually they do accept general nursing. I'm not sure of community nursing. Can you write that down for me somewhere so we can check into it later, Amanda?
Yes,
And we
please.
can get back to him.
Yes, please.
My computer is
The next
frozen.
question I have here is from Christiana. Please, are mental health nurses qualify for the exam?
That's the same question with the community health. So I have to check that as well.
Okay. This one is from Francisca. She is also a community health nurse certificate, and she wants to know if she can take part in the NCLEX exam. I believe this has also been addressed. This is from Rika. Please, how and when do we write the CGFNS exams?
Awesome. That's a very good question. It's to your best interest to write it after you finish the review. So during the review, I will make opportunity for you if you want to apply then, and I will give you some information about the CGFNS at that point in time. And we have to submit your, it takes time though. CGFNS, I just went through one of their transcript evaluation, even myself, after many years, because they are just, CGFNS is so important to almost anything for foreign graduates of nurses, foreign nursing graduates that come to the United States. You will not believe that even after a PhD, and I was going to license in New York, they make me go through CGFNS again because my original training was not in the United States. So even that's why the fact I have a master's and PhD, they're like, we don't care. You need to get all of that information again from Nigeria and run it through CGFNS before we can license you. And I've worked here for umpteen years. So CGFNS is almost so important. Now, it takes them a while. So that's why if any one of you is interested in this, I think from the get-go, once we start the program, I will introduce you to this and I'll work with you, of course, with a fee though. I'll work with you to see how we can get you registered with CGFNS and get things going for you, because it will take at least 3 to 4 months to process your work. And it's only after then that you can do the exam.
Okay, thank you once again, Professor. The next question is from Amanda, and I think this question has been addressed, but she says she has a diploma in health promotion with certificate in nursing. Can she be a part?
Is her certificate in general nursing?
Amanda, kindly clarify that for me in the chat and I'll reread it again. Thank you. The next question I have here is from Letitia, and she wants to know, she's a critical care nurse in Ghana, and she joined late. So she wants to know, once again, the package after she passes the NCLEX exam. Does it come with work permit, and can I come with it? I believe Kwame addressed it, so I don't know if he wants to address it again.
Yeah, let me answer the question. Yes, the package comes with, after you pass the NCLEX, we work on your papers, which actually is a green card, so it's not just a work permit. And with a green card, you are able to bring your family. So that's how it works. So what we are asking you to do is pass the NCLEX. We will take over the process from that point on, including working on your green card and buying that one-way ticket here and picking you up and putting you into an apartment for at least a month. Thank you.
Yes, that's
Thank
a very,
you,
I
have
the
another
experience with
question,
that
right?
too.
Sorry, Professor.
No, I was just saying that, yes, it's true, because that was how my experience was. And the hospital was, in my own case, that was a long time ago. I don't know if they do it now. They were able to even bring me and my family at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I think the tricky part with that is they can do the paperwork together, but from my conversations with them, the nurse is their primary subject.
Mhm.
So sometimes they can expedite the nurses and then the rest go through the regular channel. So yes, they work on everybody's papers for them, and you can bring your family, but I think it depends on the speed you want to move.
Yes.
Yeah. What is important is that if you have family, include them in the process from the beginning. I'm talking about the immigration process.
Yes.
So don't start processing one and then later go and say, I'm now married. Then, it becomes a different situation. So make sure you take care of it from the beginning so that it doesn't become a problem in the future. But yes, we are working on everything for you. As I said earlier, we don't want to just move you here to work. We want to move you here for a better life. And it will be difficult to have that better life if your family, your husband and your kids are lagging somewhere else and you are here. So we try to kind of do a more comprehensive thing and bring everybody to Chicago.
Yeah, awesome. And don't add your cousins and nephews and nieces, because it's going to complicate your process.
Of course, then you may lose everything.
Thank you so much, Kwame and Professor. So the next question I have here, I am a registered nurse in Ghana. I hold a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in nursing. I am currently pursuing a PhD nursing in the US in Massachusetts. How do I fit into this opportunity?
Read the question again.
Okay, to read the question again.
Yeah.
I am a registered nurse in Ghana. I hold a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in nursing. I am currently pursuing a PhD nursing in the US in Massachusetts. How do I fit into this opportunity?
So she's already here. So yours is easy. Pass the NCLEX, and I think what we do is we can connect you with Dr. Ade, and she can take you through the process. Because I say it's easy because we don't have to work on any immigration stuff. You're already here. So it will just be a conversion. Actually, just get in touch, and then we can see how we can move things for you. I'm assuming, since you didn't mention that you've done the NCLEX, you're not practicing nursing here. If that's the case, you may still need some tutoring from Dr. Ade. Just contact us, and then we can see where you are, and then I'll take you through the process.
May I just say something to that? You are so right, Kwame. You need to be in the review class. That's not the bottom line. If you have not passed the NCLEX, I know you've had advanced degrees, and kudos to you, but you still need to do the NCLEX. So the review class will be very helpful. When I came to United States, I had 2 masters, and I had to go through the NCLEX as well on the review class to get there. So, but it might be easier for you, whoever the question, the person is, it might be easier for you because you already have an advanced degree. It might just be a walkthrough for you.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that the person still needs to contact us so that we can see where you can determine where the person is in the process, and maybe a customized tutoring may be better than the cohort or whatever. But yeah, very happy to have you here. You can move your process a bit faster.
Okay. I do see lots of questions in my DM. So this one is from Coco. I have a BSc in midwifery. Is it better for me to take the CGFNS only or both?
If you're coming to Illinois, you have to do both. So, but I'm assuming that the person that has BSN in midwifery has also general nursing training somehow, because the general nursing training is probably going to work better for you than the midwifery. So you know something, let me just say this very clearly, because the education is different, and that's one of the things you'll learn as you move through this program. In United States, all these certifications that you have, they're great. A lot of nurses in developing countries, they just go straight to mental health, they go straight to community health, they go straight to all of that. In the United States, you got to all start at general nursing. So when they say you're a registered nurse, they mean you are a registered general nurse. So the NCLEX exam is for registered general nurse. Now, all the stuff you guys did, which is great, is done post general nursing in United States. It's an add-on after your general nursing. And that's why you need to really think about it and see if they will accept it, depending on what the training entails, if they will accept it as equivalent of general nursing. But we got to check first.
Okay, thank you, Professor. This question is from Evans. Do registered midwifery professionals also qualify?
If they have a general nursing background, yes, they qualify.
Yes, please. I have a question here from Letitia, I believe. Are there any bond terms that I have to serve with Aspire? I believe this question is for Kwame.
So you don't, once you get here, you work with a hospital. The hospital bonds you for 2 years. So you're not bonded with Aspire. Like I said in the beginning, we are not an agency. What we are really doing is we've seen an opportunity to get people from point A to point B. So we are just facilitating that process. You have the degree, the hospital needs your help. So they'll move you. You work with them for 2 years. You can work wherever you want to work. If you want to move to a different country, you can. If you want to work for a different hospital, you can after the 2 years. For the first 2 years, you have to work with them.
May I say something here? And I am talking from experience, you all. What Kwame said is so important. The reason why is this: you cannot have it better than what it's telling you. I have some of my colleagues coming here and they sign 3-year contract with an agency. My gosh, their life was tied down for 3 years. And they were paying them peanuts. The agency was taking all the money and just giving them a little peanut. For Aspire not to do that, I give kudos to them, because they can rake all the money doing that, but they don't want to do that because they're interested in your well-being. And you cannot have it better than that, I'm telling you, because they're letting you lose. Most recruitment agencies will not let you lose. They will rake money on you for 3 years before they let you lose. You can't have it. I'm just being sincere with you. This is the best you can have it. Spread the news.
Yeah. I actually have a cousin who is a nurse in Indiana. And nurses are making a lot of money now because there's a shortage. And she works, I think she works on the OB floor. She gets paid, I believe she said it was $42 an hour. But she also works with a Nigerian nurse who was brought here by an agency. And that person gets paid less than $30 an hour and doesn't even get the same insurance. So if the person gets sick, they can't even go to the same hospital where they work, because the insurance the agent got for them is something that they cannot even be used even within the same area. So we want to get you here. Like I said, it's an opportunity, and I'm from Ghana. I think sometimes it helps when a person has been through an experience or a process before, because when I finished school and I didn't have a green card and stuff like that, it was very challenging. So now that we have the opportunity to help other people, it's not in my interest to try to take a paycheck. So take advantage of it if you can. I know it's not going to be for every single one of you, but if you think it's for you, trust me, at the end of the day, you're not going to regret it. I cherish the relationship, that the long-term relationship I can have with you, than whatever that an agency can get. So yeah, it is important. We are not agencies. We are not going to take your money. As we have already promised you, you have to make the initial investment, which means you have to go to take the test, you have to take the exam, take the classes in order to be able to take the exam. Because some people will say, you know what, I don't want to take the classes because I will have to pay money to take the classes, but I'll go and take the exam. But each time you register for the exam, you're going to pay. And for even people who were educated in America, it's not an easy exam. I know Dr. Ade said if she can do it, you can do it too. But you know what? She didn't just wake up in the morning and decided to go and try it. You know, it's not that easy. So the money you throw away trying to take the exam on your own, I would say use it to get the education so that when you sit down to take it, you're better prepared to take it than, you know, trying to say, yeah, I'll just go and try and see because you throw money away. So it's very valuable. I mean, she told me she has a bank of what, 3,000 questions that they'll be drawing out of. And these are the questions that will show up when you take the NCLEX.
Mhm.
So if you've already experienced or encountered the question somewhere, it's easy for you to understand. And now when we're trying to look for someone to help teach the class, we could have decided we would find somebody, you know, let's say from Chicago to teach it, but we decided to find somebody who has been through it. So they know how the education system works in Ghana, know how the education system works in Africa. How do you train a foreign nurse to be able to take an American exam? I can't find a nurse who has never experienced our education system to come and teach that because they don't understand how it works. But now you have one person who knows both sides, so can teach both sides. So it's very valuable. So my advice to you is take advantage of it because I have relatives in Ghana who are nurses. It's not easy. So,
Amanda, quickly, I just want to say that it's not even the money, but the frustration.
yeah.
Because once you start taking the exam one time, two times, you lose confidence in yourself. And then you're frustrated and you just throw the towel because you don't want to try it anymore. And I have a lot of nurses in the United States. They have come from Africa, but they just can't pass the exam, even right here in the United States. They're doing nurses aids because they can't pass the exam. So think about that.
Yeah. Mm.
Thank you so much, Professor Kwame. So back to our questions. Once again, I do see some people who just joined. Please, if you have any questions, kindly, you can either send it in the chat or send it directly to me and I'll be happy to read it. So this question is from Jennifer. I'm a healthcare assistant. Am I qualified for this opportunity?
What, when you say healthcare assistant, I'm trying to understand your background. Did you go to a school of nursing or you're just like a nurse aide? Is that what it is?
I think in Ghana, nurse assistant is a nurse aide.
Healthcare assistant is a nurse aide.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, not for this class. I'm not sure if you can recruit nurse aides from developing countries. I think they just want RNs. Yeah.
So the next question I have is from Gertrude. Gertrude has a diploma in midwifery. Can she be a part?
That's one of the ones that we are going to look into because the NCLEX RN exam is for general nursing, not specific for mental health, not specific for midwifery. It's specific for general nursing. So I don't think so, but I'll check.
I also have a question here from Francisca. Please, about the online amount we are supposed to pay for the online course for 3 months. Is the $200 for each month or all the 3 months?
Okay, can you pull that up again so we can all see it? Because when I see $200, I think it's a little confusing. Okay, and that's slide 4. Oh, okay, that one's slide 5. Okay, the $200 is for online course registration fee. And that is, you will have access to all those exam questions. You have access to e-learning modules on ebooks. Okay. You will have a lot of access to preparatory that helps you prepare for the exam. That's what you're paying that $200 for. For the course itself, for me, helping you to do all the teaching, we meet every Sunday. Teaching and looking at your work and making sure that you are on track is $250 per month per student. It's an investment that's worth your time. So the $250 will pay every month for 3 months. I hope that is clear.
Yeah, so to actually answer the question, the $200 is for one time.
Yeah, one time.
And you don't lose access to the materials that you get from that for a year. So even after the 3 months, you still have access to it.
Mm.
It's different from the 250. The 250 is for the class. So the 200 is for the access to the exams, the access to the books, and other learning materials. Dr. Ade is going to teach you how to use those things. But you have it for a year, and it's a one-time payment.
Thank you, Kwame. And the next question I have here is from Frida. Please, will one need the I'm guessing it's IELTS.
Yeah.
Yes, so please, will one need the IELTS?
I think that's for Dr. Ade. I
I
didn't see that as one of the requirements.
what is that? Maybe
It's English proficiency. So in America, it will be the TOEFL.
Oh, okay. Now you're talking. Now, if you go on, is my computer still, is it still frozen? It's still frozen. If you go on the site that I quoted in that, in one of the slides, it will show you what is required. It's at the bottom of one of the slides. Can't remember which one. Yeah, that one. So if you go on that slide, they did say there that if your education is in English, you do not need TOEFL. America calls it, we call it TOEFL, Test of English Language. But if you're already done TOEFL, that's fine.
I'm sorry. I was saying that I also read the requirements, and even for student recruitment, students from Ghana, English is considered the language of instruction. So schools don't require the TOEFL. And from my understanding, and I think Dr. Ade was saying the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
Ghana is considered an English-speaking country, so you don't need it. I
don't think you need it.
Yeah.
And at least it's clear from their website that if your language of instruction is in English, you don't need it.
You don't need it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the next question I have here is from Catherine. I have a diploma in general nursing from Ghana. I came to the US about a month ago. I have my green card, but I was able to send my documents to CGFNS. So what is the next step with you after I pass my NCLEX? Thank you.
That's for Kwame.
So she's already passed, she's already written the NCLEX, or?
No, she's yet to write the NCLEX, but she sends her documents to CGFNS.
We schedule, actually, she should tell her to reach out to us. And then what I can do is on Monday, I can schedule a time for her to talk to the employer. Hers is going to be different. Yeah, but if she wants to take if she wants to go through Dr. Ade's classes, once we communicate on Monday, we'll just refer her to Dr. Ade. I think it will be a good thing for her to do. So she's registered for the NCLEX, but she hasn't taken it.
I think
No.
So she will go through the same process.
Yeah, I think you will need to be in the review class because you've not done any exam. You just register for CGFNS. The only thing that you don't have to do is I don't have to help you with CGFNS. You already started that.
Yeah.
So the rest is still applicable to you.
Yeah, and we don't have to worry too much about immigration because, well, she says she has a green card.
Yeah, she has a green
card. So we don't have to worry too much about immigration. We'll just be giving her a job and some other benefits. So yeah, let's link up on Monday, and we will direct you to Dr. Ade and enroll for the classes and stuff like that.
Awesome. Thank you, Kwame. Thank you. I have my next question from Albert, and I think Albert wanted to know or see the slide with the cost. So Albert, I have projected that. I hope you can take note or take a screenshot of it, the slide, because the question here is, please can you show the slide that contains the cost of the 3 months tuition again? So that is that. I hope this answers your question. Once again, this question is from Amanda. I have certificate in community health nursing with diploma in health promotion. Can I be part?
I will not discourage anybody from being part of it, but I don't want to be part of it if you cannot sit the CGFNS exam or sit the NCLEX exam. So the first thing that I'll probably do will be to, and I think Amanda is taking note of all of these specialties. We need to check with CGFNS and see if they would take all these specialties for general nursing.
Thank you, Professor. I have a question from Dorcas. Please, I want to know the duration of the contract with the hospital. Kwame?
Yes. The duration of the contract is 2 years. 2 years from the day you start working.
Thank you for that. The next question I have here is from Sandra. Please, I have a BSc in public health management and diploma in community nursing. Do I qualify? I think this one is part of the questions we've addressed earlier. So we will check up on this and kindly get back to you with the information, Sandra. My next question is from Hilda. Okay, please, I am a diploma nurse. I want to know the CGFNS and the NCLEX, which one is taken first?
CGFNS. CGFNS, because if you are doing, okay, let me rephrase. You can do the NCLEX first if you want. But if you come into Illinois, you can't come to Illinois without a CGFNS. And the reason why you need the CGFNS first is because CGFNS is going to help you process all your certificates in preparation for NCLEX. So that's why taking CGFNS is the first thing that you need to do. Actually, for those who are going to be in my review course, that's the first thing we're going to tackle. If you're not sure that you want to do this, we're going to tackle the CGFNS first. Because once you get all that going, by the time we finish the course, you are already somewhere in the line of CGFNS.
Okay. Thank you, Professor. The next question I have is from Sandra. Sandra wants to know, can I write the exams while in USA because the process is really long? So I'm guessing maybe Sandra is already here.
Go ahead.
No, I would say if Sandra is asking if she can come under the program to the US to write it, no, because the condition is that you pass the NCLEX before you come. If she's already here, or if she has a different visa and she intends to come and then write while she's here, she's welcome to do that. But for our process, we can't bring you here if you haven't already passed the NCLEX and the CGFNS, as Dr. Ade is saying, because the condition for working on the papers for you is that you are coming here to work as a nurse, not to come and take a test. But if, let's say, you have a visa to visit the US and while you're here, you want to take the exams, you're welcome to do that. That one, I have no control over that, but yeah, you can do that.
Okay, so I do have some few questions, so I'm just going to add that up because I have that from 4 people. How do we start payment, or how is payment done?
And that's for Kwame to answer.
So we provided an email address that I think is on Dr. Ade's last slide. For those who are interested in continuing the process, just send us an email and then we'll begin the application process. Official enrollment begins, I believe,
November
the
1.
first, yes, the first day of November. And then, so we will send you all the documentation you need to be able to register and how to make those payments. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Kwame. The next question I have here is, please, I want to know about the amount we are paying for the online course. Is the amount for the whole 3 months? I think this question has been addressed by Professor. And also the next question I have here, please, is it possible to submit my transcript of academic record to the CGFNS for assessment as soon as possible as you take us through the preparatory course?
That's what we intend to do. Once we start the course, we intend to tackle CGFNS in the first few, maybe first week or two, for those who are interested in pursuing CGFNS, because it's an additional course. It's not part of the cost for the program. So you know that I just want to be clear with that. CGFNS or NCLEX is not part of the cost for the program. I will give you the information that you need to do that if you want to do that on your own. If you want me to assist you, we can negotiate how much it's going to cost you to do that.
I have the next question here from Hilda. Please, aside the meals, is there any platform that we all can be on just to share ideas and others just to aid in smooth learning and cooperation? Thank you, Kwame.
Sure, we can consider that. I think once for those who want to continue the process, we will set up a community for you to, even if you have to study together and stuff like that. But it will be strictly for the people who want to continue the process and actually take the steps to begin the next phase, which is register for the class. So yes, once you go through the process, sign the contract, register for the class, we'll create a community where you can engage with each other.
Next question. I believe this from Albert, and I think this question has also been addressed, but please, I'm a pediatric nurse in Ghana. Do I qualify to write the NCLEX exam?
Okay, if you have a general nursing background, yes. If you are strictly pediatrics, you are going to struggle with the adult nursing part of the NCLEX. But I will put it in the list and we'll check with CGFNS and NCLEX and see how that goes.
And the next question I have here, Custodia, please, how long after one passes the NCLEX exam will it take to get to the US?
It's a good question. I try not to answer that question because we have the part that we can control, and then we have the part that the government controls, right? So it depends on how fast we can move with the immigration process. I was talking to someone who has been able to do it. She did it she said it was her 4th month when everything was processed, but that was in the middle of COVID. So they needed nurses really, really bad. And so they did what they could do at that time. I think there was a certain emergency thing that they were getting nurses, at that time and stuff like that. So once you start working with Dr. Ade, she will sort of help strategize so you know when to register, because as she said, just reviewing the CGFNS in itself takes months. So once you start working with her, she will explain how you can pace yourself so that you're not done with the class and then you have to wait another 2 months before you can take the test. She can help you pace yourself. Once you pass the test and we get the results and the employer decides they want to hire you, the pressure then goes to the employer's lawyers and immigration. And the employer needs you. They need people. And Dr. Ade can share that experience. We need nurses in America. It's crazy.
More than crazy, more than crazy.
I I live with nurses. Just a few days ago, a family member was called on her day off, and they said they will pay her 3 times her pay. So if she's making $40 times 3 per hour, per every hour she worked, you know, we have times where people are called in and they say, if you come in today, we'll pay you $500 extra just for today. So that's on top of whatever pay they're giving you. So and businesses don't like losing money. So it's not like they're just generous, but they need the help. So I don't anticipate the process being too long, but because I don't work with immigration, I'm not going to make any promises. I do know that the hospital's lawyers work very fast in trying to make sure that they can get you here in the least amount of time possible.
Just to add to what you said, Kwame, it's crazy. The need for nurses is super crazy. Some nurses are working nonstop for 14 days because they have nobody to relieve them. It's just super crazy. And some nurses, some of my students, they are asking them to travel from one state to the other. The Board of Nursing is giving them temporary licenses so they can work in another state. That's how crazy it is. And then they are giving them up to $10,000 per month just to work. And so it's so crazy here because of COVID, and people are not even, nurses are saying, I don't want to take the vaccine, so I'm not working. So it's just a crazy stuff. And because of that, the country is really open to employing people from outside to fill the gap.
Thank you so much, Professor. I'm doing my very best to address most of the questions so that we can at least be out of here by 2. So, Professor, kindly bear with us. Also, I have a question here. If I understand, with the CGFNS aside from assessing our transcripts, would we have to take an exam with them?
Yes. Illinois requires you to have can you bring that slide up again? For the, that has like red and blue, and that has 3 columns. Yes. No, this one. No, that one. Previous one.
The previous one?
Yeah, that one. So for Illinois, they need a proof of education equivalency, which is an original CGFNS certificate. For you to take that certificate, you need to do the exam.
Doctor, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Are there any instances where people are able to migrate with just the CGFNS without the NCLEX?
I know you were going to ask that question. It's a great question. Okay. Let me just tell you what I know, but the lawyers from the hospital can tell you better.
Sure.
When I immigrated to the United States, I did not do NCLEX. I only did CGFNS. And the CGFNS was then, they call it the visa exam. That's what they call it. Once you pass the CGFNS, they give you the visa to come. And I came only with that. So they gave me a temporary work permit with the CGFNS. And they gave me 6 months to see the NCLEX exam. And I started after 3 months of review, just like I'm giving you now, the same review. After 3 months of review, I sat the exam, I passed, I got my license, and then I was able to get full work permit and then translated to green card later. So, but I don't know, I'm talking about 1991. So I don't know what's happening now if they're still doing that, and your lawyers will tell you better.
Okay, so I think as we continue the process, since we have to take both anyways, once a person passes the CGFNS, we will see what we can do with that.
Yes.
And then, you know, while we continue the process. So yeah, and that also, we are going to do our best to make it as smooth a process for you as possible, you know, as we go. So definitely I'll talk to the lawyers and see how that can work. And then or how that can work. I know immigration laws have changed since 1991,
Yes,
so you never know.
never know.
The next question I have here is, please, is the contract renewable after the 2 years? I think the contract with the hospital,
The contract to stay and work for the hospital is for 2 years, but you can work there 100 years if you want. I'm very sure they will want you to work there 100 years if you want. So the 2 years is only to say that you have to work here full time for 2 years. After that, you can continue to work there. Before that, you can't. But after that, you can continue to work. I mean, before that, you cannot leave. But after the 2 years, you can decide you want to go to Texas, or you want to go to New York, or you want to stay there. If you want to stay there, obviously you'll be in a good position to renegotiate some things, you know, so it will be up to you. After 2 years, you are free to go wherever you want. You can even go back to Ghana if you want. But for the first 2 years, you have to work with them. And that is because they brought you here. So you stay with them for 2 years. There are hospitals that actually hold you for longer. If you are going through an agent, there's the chance that it will be more than the 2 years. I know somebody who thought they had a 2-year agreement. No, actually, she thought she had a 3-year agreement, but then at the end of 3 years, they told her that it's actually up to 5 years. So you can go if you want, but for the first 2 years, you have to stay with Mount Sinai.
I must say that they are good employers, though. I was originally hired to work with them for 3 years, and I worked with them for 20 years. That's how good they are. It's like, for me, working with them is like home. I see the whole group as family. And I made a lot of friends working at that hospital. So they are good employers as far as I know them, if they haven't changed.
Thank you so much. The next question I think was from Hilda, and I believe Kwame just addressed this question. This question wants to know, just to be clear, after paying for the online registration, do you have access to learning materials and questions without paying the monthly fee of $250?
No. The reason why is that that was heavily discounted for us because we are doing a review. We're using it for a review class. If you want to directly talk with the organization and get that package, it's gonna be a whole bunch more. But I'll let them talk for themselves. I know we use the same material for our student nurses here, and we'll pay up to $20,000 every year just for the package. And when I say 20,000, I don't mean we have 200 students. I'm talking of less than 20 students. So you know what I mean, it's costly. But if you want to negotiate that with them, feel free to do that. But this was heavily discounted, and I don't think they will let us do it differently.
Okay, thank you, Professor. The next question I have here is, hi, Doctor. Please, does the price for the course tutorial cover for both CGFNS and NCLEX?
No. If I will give information about CGFNS and NCLEX, if individuals want to pursue the application themselves, I will not put that on myself. But if anybody want me to assist them because it's getting a little complicated for them, or because I'm here and I can follow up easily for them, we can negotiate how much that will cost per person. But all I will give you as part of this package is the information.
Thank you, Professor. This question, the person wants to know, could you please talk about the sign-on bonus? I was late, Kwame.
The sign-on bonus is for experienced nurses who are hired by the hospital and are able to come. It's $20,000. It will be dependent on you meeting. I think she said if you are an experienced nurse, and she defined experience as working for more than 2 years. So it's $20,000 if you've worked for more than 2 years, and they'll make that determination if you qualify. That will be later on in the process, so it will be after you have already moved here and are working with them, then, they do that consideration. I hope I answered the question. Did I answer the question?
Okay, this question is from Barbara. I already have my diploma in psychiatry nursing, and I have currently graduated with BSN in nursing from the University of Ghana. Do I qualify?
If your
She
BSN
has a
is
BSN in nursing.
Yeah, from the University of Ghana.
yeah, if the BSN is a general nursing degree, yes, you qualify.
Okay, my final few questions. This is from Francisca. Please, we'll be looking forward to hearing from you about. Okay, so I think this is with regards to those that we have to follow up with CGFNS. This is from Jesse, and I would like to know what happens to all the initial payments, and at the end, you are told you did qualify or you fail. I'm sorry, trying to understand this. So Jesse, I'll kindly get back to your question if you can clarify, because it seems I'm not really understanding your question. Also, I have this question. So please, after learning, do we have to move to South Africa to write the exams?
You don't have to move there.
You're muted. You're muted, okay.
Thank you. You don't have to move there, but you have to go there to take the exam. We are working on trying to do something in Ghana. I know it's a very long process. I don't even know if it's going to be accepted because they tend to be very strict, but we will see. However, for now, if you want to take the test, you have to take it in South Africa. I understand some students used to go to India, but India is going through some COVID craziness, and so the borders are closed. Another option somebody suggested to me was getting a visa to come here to do it. I'm pretty sure if you have travel experience, maybe you can. If you don't have any travel experience, maybe you shouldn't waste your money, because it will be kind of difficult just to get a visa here to come and write the NCLEX. So South Africa is the closest place to Ghana where you can write the NCLEX.
Thank you. The next question I have here, hi, please, if I understand well, we take an exam with CGFNS, or CGFNS only does the verification of transcripts or licenses obtained in Ghana?
I think you've read that.
I have.
Probably it wasn't clear. CGFNS will do your licensing verification, and you need to take the exam as well. The important part of this all is this, guys. If you don't use CGFNS, you might run into trouble.
To the US to take the NCLEX after the CGFNS, since we do not have many centers for the NCLEX.
It has been answered.
Yeah. This question is also from Hilda.
You're muted though, Amanda.
Please, will the agency help us with the registration of the NCLEX when one is ready to take the exam?
Yeah, Dr. Ade says she's available to help at an additional cost. I'm pretty sure, if you contact her, she can explain that to you and what that process will look like. So, yeah.
Okay.
And with going to South Africa, there is an agent in Ghana who has successfully helped some people go to South Africa to take it. He has a package. So what I could possibly do in the future is, for those who are interested, we can introduce you to the person. However, he's a businessman. So if you think you can buy your own ticket to go to South Africa to do it, you are at liberty to do it. We don't have any process that, ties you to any travel agent or agency past the NCLEX. I think that is past the NCLEX, past the CGFNS, as Dr. Ade has said. We'll be more than happy to help you come here. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kwame. And Dr. Ade Oshifogun. I believe we've answered all the questions that has been asked. Kwame mentioned earlier about the pay and then the benefits as well. I do have some few questions from people who asked whether we would post or they can have access to the entire meeting. Yes, we are planning on posting this session on our social media pages. So you can kindly follow at Aspire Skills Hub on Facebook, Instagram, or on YouTube, Aspire Business Network. I'll put the information in the chat box before we go. Kindly give me a second whilst I post the benefits for everyone.
So while she's posting the benefits, try to follow us on all the social media pages because we do share a lot of information there. And yes, we will make the recording available. And also, we have an email address that we're going to be using. If after everything you heard, this is for you, just contact us and show you the process. Our registration begins November 1st.
Okay.
And I think Dr. Ade said the classes begin December 1st. At that time, she's just going to be giving you some work to do on your own to prepare you, an orientation. You need to learn your way around the platform that she was going to use to teach. We don't want to do that for the class, but for the class already begun in January. Okay, so make sure that you remember these dates, so you don't miss out on the opportunity. I do know this is the first presentation we do a group like this, but we already have people who have shown interest who have kind of started the process. So I know probably every place where you go, they do these presentations, they tell you we have limited seating, but in this case, we actually do not have limited seating. So if you're going to register quickly, so you can get the seating, get the questions and buy the program, then you can get all the different key details you need to be successful in this class. I know those people who listen to what the professor has to teach and has to say during the class, and her experience and follows the process will be successful. Don't look at the work you have to do now. Look at where the work you have to do now, where that can take you. Okay? Because I don't know how much nurses make in Ghana. I just know they are always on strike. because they're not getting paid well. And that is always going to happen to you. When you go into January, just tell yourself, this is my last year here in Ghana as a nurse. I'm going to go somewhere else and start a new life and work on it. Because that's how God works. He gives us the opportunities like I'm giving you today. And then we have to take advantage of the opportunities, right? And you definitely can better yourself and be the change that your family needs to see. So for those who are interested, we're going to share more information. Feel free to reach us. Amanda will share the last slide where we have the email address. Reach out to us, and we'll make sure that you get all the information that you need. And if you believe that this is a good program for you, we want the nurses, and I'm very sure you get the opportunity of whatever we are to you, we can all succeed together. So that's my part.
Okay, Kwame, thank you so much. I don't know if you want to just talk about the pay and
Sure.
benefits.
If you share it, I'll talk about it.
Yes, I've shared it on the screen.
No, you're not sharing it. You're sharing something else.
Okay, let me just a moment. Just a moment.
So I'm just going to go through the benefit, what the base that they are offering, and then at that point,
Can you say it now?
Yes, I'm seeing it now. So this is the hospital's pay chart. This is for beginners. You see where it says minimum, it says middle, and then you see the maximum. Okay. So this is base. For if let's say I see Coco, if she gets through the process and she's employed by the hospital, If she has no experience at all and she's working with telemetry, she starts at 29. If she has experience, then she starts between the 29 and the 39. And if she has a lot of experience, then she's working towards more than 45. But these are the different departments. So critical care gets paid more than telemetry, then you have med surg, you have rehab, and then you have all of these things. So this is how much you make per hour. And the full day's work in America is 8 hours. Some hospitals will let you work 12 hours. So you can just multiply that by 8 hours or 12 hours to determine how much you get paid a day. Then you can multiply by 40 to figure out how much you get paid per week. Normally, most employers pay you every 2 weeks. So if you want to know how much you get paid, you do that by 80 hours, and that will tell you. There are other factors involved or included in this, right? So let's say you start off at 39.16. We have things we call shift differentials. So maybe somebody working first shift, that's how much they will make. But somebody who's working second shift may make a lot more, or somebody who's working night shift will make maybe $2 more. So there are different things that one has to consider. And if you work anything over the agreed hours that you have to work in the pay period, some hospitals will pay you time and a half, which means it will be the 39.16, and then you divide that into half, so you get the 39, then you get whatever on top of that if you work overtime. Some hospitals will pay you double, and some hospitals will even pay you much more than that. I used to work for a healthcare system where if I was forced to stay, and I wasn't even a nurse, if I was forced to stay, they really took care of me. So it wasn't just double paid, and I get to eat there for free, and a whole lot of other things. It's very important. Working 16 hours and you're getting free food is good. So, and these are the benefit package. So if you can go up so I can start from there. So get medical coverage. This is what it looks like. Prescription, vision, and dental coverage. These are the type of insurance that you get, working there. You get life insurance, the education reimbursement, you get savings plans towards retirement, you get paid time off when, let's say, you want to go to Ghana for vacation, or you have to go to, you can take some time off and still get paid full hours. Some of that, if you go up again, I think I missed something up there. And then, disability benefits. So if, let's say, while you're working, you slip and fall, so you can work for, let's say, a month, you still get some of your pay is here. And I think if you go up again, I missed one more thing. And then for holidays, most hospitals, if you work holidays, they pay you more. So if you go to work on Christmas, they'll give you more. If you go to work on Thanksgiving, they'll give you more. And so on and so forth. So yeah, this is what it looks like. If this was an agency, all these things will come to us, and then we'll take our cut and then pay you. So obviously, if we're taking our cut, we're taking some of your money. But what we're saying is that for you, everything you see is what the other people from America who works there, they get. You're not working for an agency, you're working directly with the hospital. So, excuse my voice, I can't even hear myself sometimes, but I think we've been able to communicate what we are offering. This is the email address to get hold of us. And take note of that when you're ready. Just send us an email when the registration platform is ready. We'll send you the email to register. And then once you register and you have met the requirements and Dr. Ade is ready to teach you, you will realize that we really want you to be able to get here and get a different life.
Okay. All right, Kwame, thank you. Just the last question that I have, does it mean that after the online course, you have to sort yourself out for the exam and bring the result to you, or will you help the students in the assessing of the exam?
I don't understand the question.
Yes, Francisca, if you can kindly send us, I don't know if Professor can address that question. If
What is the question again?
the question is, does it mean that after the online course, you have to sort yourself out for the exam and bring the result to you? Or do we help the students in the assessing of the exam?
No, the exam is all online. And when you finish the exam, you will see, you will find a link to remediation. So you can remediate what you didn't do correctly. But if what you're asking is about helping students to do the CGFNS or NCLEX exam, then I already addressed that. I will make the sites and the information available because not all students want help. Some people want to do it themselves, and that's okay. But those that want help, we can negotiate the help that you need, and we can talk about that later. But you need to do the exam yourself. There's nothing I can do about that. In South Africa, like Kwame said, and both exams, I think they will be in South Africa. So the beauty of it though is if you're ready for the CGFNS, you can be ready for the NCLEX. So I mean, if you want to do both exams at the same time, why not? If you are ready.
Okay, thank you so much. Professor, before we go, I just want to ask if you have any last words before we wrap up.
Oh, thank you. I want to just address everyone and say that this is a great opportunity and I don't want you to miss it. And I like the spirit of Aspire just because I have experience in this field for so many years. And like I told Kwame, I used to own a nursing agency myself, so I know what that is. For the fact that Aspire wants to help rather than extort, I think it's a great opportunity that you don't want to miss. Sometimes students look at the cost of their training and they pull back. Believe me, it's worth every money you put into it. And the reason is this. I have taught for so many years and I just have such a heart for students that I will put my best into it for you. It's even, I was telling Kwame, in United States, if you go through this course, it's $2,000 to $3,000. So this is nothing compared to what we're asking you to pay. But you will benefit rather than trying to do it on your own. And the advantage is you have so many NCLEX type questions that you can go over and have access to during your program review. I'm looking forward to see you all there. I think you will really benefit. I'll take the opportunity if I want your shoes. For those who have questions about different certifications, if it's gonna work, I will look into that in the next week or so, and Amanda will get back to you with that.
Thank you so much. Kwame, please, any last words?
I'm glad that we were able to do this, and we do a lot of presentations to a lot of groups. We have scholarships for people to study here. We're doing different employment, recruitment and stuff like that. I think I am the most excited about this because I personally believe it's a good deal, right? Because not only are we facilitating a process that I think is very important, but we are not just moving you from one location and bringing you here so you can suffer, but we are bringing you here knowing very well that it's going to be a good life, okay? In America, when every politician mounts the stage, they talk about the middle class. It is because it's not easy to be part of the middle class, even for those people who were born here. But to be able to move from Ghana, come here in just a few months or so, you become part of that class, is very important because that means you can afford life and be able to do some of the things that sometimes we just dream of but are not able to do. So I want all of you to take advantage of this. If there are other ways that you feel we can help, feel free to communicate that to us in the future. But if there is something I believe that you can do for yourself now to change your life, I think it's one of these things. I think it's this program. I'm not a nurse, so I can't take advantage of that. But you guys are nurses. And so this is that opportunity that I believe you've been praying for. And we are more than happy to help in any way we can to get you here. So take advantage of it. Don't keep it to yourself. Tell your friends about it too. We will share the presentation, however we can through emails and other mediums that we have. Share with other people so that they can also take advantage of it. I'm very sure in the future they will thank you for giving them such a great opportunity. When Amanda was reading Dr. Ade's accomplishments, I was like, wow. But so many years ago, she didn't have Zoom to even talk to a person like myself. She had to go with faith based on what people may have said, So now you have the opportunity of social media and other things to do other verifications. So if you want to see how much Americans pay for the NCLEX, just go and Google it. Go to Kaplan and see people are paying thousands of dollars to do it. She's decided because she also went through the same experience and she wants to help, she's making it cheaper for you to do it. There may be people who say we will help you with the immigration process, but you have to pay this amount. We are saying we will help you through the process for free. We buy your ticket to come to Chicago, and we will even try to help you find a place to stay for the first month at no cost to you. I've never been given that privilege before, but we're giving it to you because we believe that you are deserving of it and we think it's the right thing to do. So take advantage of it if you can. That is my thing. Take advantage of it if you can, because it happens, but it happens once in a person's life. This may be the last time you get such an opportunity. There's a reason why you're here today. So take advantage of it. So with that, I thank you for coming. I've had fun. I'm sorry I lost my voice, so I couldn't really maybe say more, but I talk a lot, so let me just keep quiet now. So thank you guys for coming. Appreciate you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we look forward to receiving your
We are very
emails.
grateful.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
He
We are
said
very
he's grateful.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So we will be waiting for the feedback on our eligibility. All right.
Amanda, you're muted. You're muted.
So sorry.
Okay.
So sorry. Thank you so much once again for joining us. We hope you have a pleasant weekend. And thank you, Professor, for taking time out of your busy schedule just to be here with us. We really do appreciate it. And thank you so much, Mr. Inchefrimpong, for being here. Have a lovely weekend, and we hope to hear from you very soon.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you. Bye. Thank you all.